Zuri and Freddy have been playing block builders on an old computer they found in the landfill. After building with blocks, they are curious to know whose world is larger. In order to determine which structures are larger, they will need to calculate their area or the size of the surface. Let's help them measure the area using unit squares. Area of a shape using unit squares. Area is the amount of space a figure takes up on a flat surface. We can determine the area of a figure using unit squares. Unit squares measure 1 unit in length on each side. This means the space they take up measures 1 square unit of area. We can lay unit squares side by side, without spaces or overlaps, across the entire surface of a figure. This measures the amount of space it takes up. To calculate the total area, you need to count each unit square. We can use the same strategy to determine the area for Zuri and Freddy's builds. They want to compare the areas of the houses, pools, and playgrounds they built. Let's begin by counting all the unit squares within the floor plan of Zuri's house. We start in one corner and carefully count each square. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Zuri's house is 20 square units. Let's count the floor plan of Freddy's house now. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Freddy's house is 17 square units. So, the area of his house is a little smaller than Zuri's. Now, let's calculate the areas of their pools. How do we determine the area of Zuri's pool? We count all the unit squares within the figure. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Zuri's pool is 14 square units. How do we determine the area of Freddy's pool? We count all the unit squares within the rectangle. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Freddy's pool is 24 square units. So, Freddy has the larger pool. Finally, they want to compare the area of their playgrounds. How do we determine the area of Zuri's playground? We count all the unit squares within the floor plan. Ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. The area of Zuri's playground measures 14 square units. How do we determine the area of Freddy's playground? We count all the unit squares within the figure. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Freddy's playground also measures 14 square units. Even though their playgrounds are different shapes, they still have the same area. Before Zuri and Freddy compare their worlds, let's review. Remember, area is the amount of space a figure takes up on a flat surface. We can find the area of a figure using unit squares. These are boxes that measure 1 unit of length on each side and have an area of 1 square unit. We lay the unit squares side by side without spaces or overlaps across the entire surface of the figure. Then, we count all the squares to find the area. Finally, we write our total area in square units.
So, who do you think made bigger stuff?
Well, it looks like... Hey, what happened? Bummer. I guess we'll have to start all over again.
But we can work together this time.